Well, this is the time of year when we like to give our viewers a few ideas about some great gifts to give for those gardeners on your Christmas shopping list. Well, I've collected a few things from our local nursery and garden center, and I just wanted to let you see some of them. Now, these are really popular right now, but they're just etched stones, and you can get these with a number of things on them, from house numbers to personalized names, and they're a great way to personalize the garden. Another great gift for someone who's interested in herbs is to get some really fancy herb markers, and they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Next, gardening gloves are always a great idea, and these are a little bit unique. These are rose gloves, and they've got an extra heavy surface on this side, but this side is ventilated, and so to keep your hands cool in the summer. So if you've got somebody that's interested in roses, you might think of something like this. Tools are also a really good thing to buy for gardeners, and now tools are made in various sizes, and you can get smaller tools for people with smaller hands, so you might want to keep that in mind. Well, you remember a few weeks ago we told you about bird feeders and birdseed, and those always make great gifts, but a companion gift to a bird feeder is a field book on birds so that people can see what kind of birds are coming to their feeders, and that makes a great combination gift. Well, there are a lot of what we call coffee table books out about gardening with beautiful pictures and things like that, but I wanted to show you some of my favorite books that are more of a useful book that you'll go back to time and time again. And one of these is a whole series of books, and these are called Taylor's Guide to. This happens to be fruits and berries. Now, these books have great tips on cultural practices and how to propagate plants and things like that. And they're something that you'll use over and over again. Now, this happens to be fruits and berries, but they also have these on roses, annuals, and vegetables. So you might look for these. Another book for people who are interested in herbs is Rodale's Illustrated Encyclopedia of Herbs. Now, this is a very comprehensive listing of herbs, complete with cultural practices, and a little bit of history about each of the herbs. So that's something to keep in mind. But one of my favorite books as a reference is the American Horticultural Society Gardening Encyclopedia. Now, this is a huge book, but it has a lot of great tips in it, and you'll find yourself going back to this over and over again. So if you've got gardening friends that are pretty serious about gardening, you might think about getting them a reference book. Well, in addition to books, gardening magazines are always a good choice for Christmas gifts, and there's a whole selection of them out there. In fact, it can be quite daunting. And I just wanted to go through a few of the different selections and give you a little bit of a review on them. Well, like most magazines, some people like to read the articles, and some people would just like to look at pictures. And first of all, we've got Organic Gardening and National Gardening. Now, these two are very good magazines on how-to gardening. They have a lot of articles in them that are very good, but the pictures aren't quite so pretty. Now, Horticulture Magazine has a lot of good articles, and it also has a lot of nice pictures in it. And one of their fortes is pictures of landscapes. They have a lot of nice landscapes that they view. So that's an interesting one if people like to both read articles and look at the pictures. Now, two really nice magazines for pictures are Fine Gardening and Garden Design. These are absolutely beautiful, and their forte is that they have a lot of beautiful garden designs in them. There's not so much how-to gardening in here, but there's a lot of design in both of these magazines. So if you've got someone that's interested in design, you might think of these magazines. Now, finally, if you've got someone who both likes to cook and likes to garden, you might think of something like Kitchen Garden. Now, this is great because it also, in addition to telling you how to grow different food crops, it has great recipes in it as well. Well, I don't want to forget the kids because they're an important part of Christmas, and there's some great combinations that you can do for kids' gifts for Christmas. Now, this book has been out a long time. It was actually put out in 1945, and it's called The Carrot Seed. And it's a book about a little boy who plants a carrot seed and watches it grow. Now, this makes a great Christmas gift, but if you pair that with a packet of carrot seeds and a pot of soil, you can actually make this gift last. Well, along those lines, another great book is Planting a Rainbow. Now, this is a book about going to the market and buying bulbs and looking for flower seeds and things like that. And if you put in with that one of the seed catalogs that you've received, you can make this an activity that'll last clear through the spring. You can go through the seed catalog, find some seeds for the kids to order them in so that they get them in their name, they'll receive something in the mail, and then you can plant them in the spring. Well, I hope these tips kind of helped you with some of your Christmas shopping. That's about all the time we have today, but I hope you'll come back and join us again next week on Oklahoma Gardening.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.